mistakes he makes, there are some Russia rounds which are just so hard unless you have studied the road or the particular region. And yeah, Consus has studied most, Finbarr has pretty much studied all. So that's the difference here.
See here, both of them going head-to-head as we get ready for game number 1. Where, oh where, Geoguessr, are we headed here, you think?
Well, this is an interesting round. I'm looking at these long dashes on the outside of the road here. Those are indicative of a few countries around Europe, and particularly France, I would say. Looking at the polls, certainly possible that we might be there. So I think we should let the players move around and decide where they are.
Let's get them right into it. If we can't figure it out, hopefully they can as we start round 1 of what is going to be an absolutely phenomenal showdown.
Oh, absolutely. And once again, my bias showing through a little bit here. I am kind of rooting for Finbarr.
Do I have to root for Consus then just to balance things out?
You know what?
Oh, now you're giving me that face. I can't. Okay, I'm not. You know what? I'm unbiased. I'm unbiased. First day on this show. I'm not going to start picking favorites here.
Ooh, look at
I'll
this.
let that up to you. A nicer wine fields.
Yeah, so vineyards and wine regions can be super useful in terms of region guessing. Finbarr zooming down the road here. I think it is indeed France, and given that's the fact, given that's the case, the vineyards may point us towards Bordeaux, famous wine region. There are many others, of course, but that could be the region here.
And interesting to see now both these two players in Consus and Finbarr being very quick about how they move around. We talked about it yesterday and how it's not just about being able to pinpoint fast, it's about being able to get information in as quickly as you possibly can. Talk to me a bit more about that.
100%. And France can be a very difficult country to do that. A lot of the place names that you find on signs are very small and regional specific. Nevertheless, we did see a suffix on the end of one of those words, AC, which is tends to be found in the southwest. It was southwest, and they both got it.
Few points coming through in the favor of Consus. It might only be 137, but 137 points can be the difference in whether you win a match or not by the time we head to round number 10. Let's get into game number 2, and where, oh where, are we headed here?
This is an interesting round. The country should be fairly obvious for them because we have this white signpost. So when you are in Latin America, we have the double yellow lines. This white signpost tends to indicate that you're in Colombia, not 100% of the time, but fairly consistent indeed. So it's a matter of region guessing here. Let's get into the round.
Let's get into the round indeed, as we hop straight into it.
Yep, absolutely here. So I think we'll see both players zooming down the road, and well, let's have a look at what they're seeing here from our perspective. So, yeah, it definitely is Colombia. We can look at the back of the sign here, which is a cross. That is going to be 100% Colombia.
Yeah. I learned that from your videos.
Absolutely. Let's go.
The more you know. The more you know.
Landscape is surprisingly flat here for Colombia, so that could definitely pose a problem, and or help them narrow it down, of course. And these wooden posts also very typical of Colombia as well.
Usually I don't take credit, but it might be on me. The reason that we're not watching what these guys are doing right now, I clicked the button twice too many. That's why we're left in the dark. We're kind of playing this one a little more incognito as we try and figure out exactly what's going on here. No one opted into lock-in guesses yet with just 15 seconds left to play.
Not to worry. I mean, Colombia, because they both know the country, it's not going to be a disaster here. We shouldn't see too many points come through. That would be my prediction, but we'll find out shortly where the actual guesses were here. And so, as the timer ticks down.
Very specific guessing coming through as well. Finbarr, you see, shaking his head there a bit, losing a few points. And again, I think against most other opponents, he wouldn't have been too upset about this, but a 300 point there, a 600 point here, he knows that this can very quickly get out of hand.
And that's been the Consus style so far, right? He constantly chips down 500 to 1,000 points of damage, and it's really hard to stop him from doing so.
Sure is. Let's head on over to round number 3 as we are going to...
Ooh, okay. This is an interesting round here. Wow.
It's a beautiful tree.
Look at this one.
Beautiful houses.
I think we should actually just, see what the players are getting into. I think this, architecture will give away the country, or at least the region. So let's find out.
Let's see if they know exactly where we're headed right off the bat. Double damage coming through here. It could be fatal should one of them be way off, but with limited info to go off of.
Bit of English language there. That would probably indicate North America, I would say.
Double yellow lines in the road.
Oh, very nice. Also a clue that's more common in the United States than in Canada, but can be seen in Canada too.
Seems like we're in and around. Again, these official buildings, always great to go by, whether it be fire stations, schools, whatever. There's maybe an
area code there.
Yeah, area code and the phone number too.
I don't know whether I know both players know some area codes in the United States, but they're about 300, or I don't know how many exactly, but there's a lot.
It's yet another data to to try and kind of log in, but it's hard to get all of them, of course.
So did you see that license plate? We had a yellow one there on one of the cars. Tends to be found in New Jersey and New York, but can be found elsewhere.
Seeing Finbarr, probably saw it too.
Yes, I imagine so. And to be honest, the vibes definitely line up. So.
I mean, 7 seconds. Consus is still yet to even look at the map. Now
on the map.
Speed scrolling, but he's Atlanta.
Oh no.
This is huge.
Oh, it was Atlanta.
He gets it, and Finbarr shaking his head too. Maybe it was a bait. Maybe a car from New York made its way to Atlanta. Who knows? But Finbarr, this is dangerous territory, down to double-digit points.
Toby, cars travel. They travel.
Who would have
all the way down the East Coast there. That's devastating stuff. Unbelievable.
The bait came in, and Finbarr jumped right on it as we head on over to what could potentially be the final round of this match in round 4.
This is not what Finbarr wants to see. We have a regional clue here. These yellow markings on the pole indicate which state we're in the United States. So let's find out who can region guess.
Yeah?
California the best. They're Californian pole markings.
A big state, which I think for Finbarr isn't really what you're looking for right now, being sat at 179 points. He needs every single round to go in his favor. And again, you don't get a 5K. Like, you don't one-punch Consus. It has to be done over a long time. But these guys are way off from one another. This is East Coast to West Coast.
This is Albany. He thinks it's Albany, New York. He's had struggles with the Albany round so far, Finbarr.
Oh, it's dangerous. He does swing further towards the west.
It's still not enough. He needs to see one of these poles, but he's got time.
The thing is, even if he's off by just an inch, we're 2.5 multiplier. I mean, he has a couple of meters to run by in order to not lose this round.
Basically, just needs to be closer. Now, can he find one of these poles and say, oh, look at the pole, look at the pole. Surely he notices. He must notice in a second. He still hasn't. This is devastating. Consus, unless he's in the complete wrong part of the state, he's won the round.
We'll see. 3 seconds left to play. Consus, does he have it? Does he win?
Could be Max North California.
Number 1.
What?
Are we 5King this?
What?
Maybe. Finbarr 5K!
Unbelievable!
Up 4,300 damage to Consus as Finbarr strikes back. You only get so many chances at jabbing at a guy like Consus, and Finbarr does it perfectly.
I have never seen those yellow markings outside of California. That is an absurd round, and he didn't even pay any mind to them.
First, Finbarr jumps on your bait. He loses because of it. Second time, says, no. I've heard from Six Tag, I'm not taking it again. He trusts himself. Perfectly sets down a 5K. Look at him staring into the camera. He knows we're looking. He knows that everyone's eyes on him. And Consus struck hard for the first time in this tournament.
What must Consus be thinking right now? That's a huge blow.
That is tough.
I
am close to the finish line, to 179 points. This would be one of the most absurd comebacks, and to do so against a current world champion, Finbarr. This would be a highlight moment of your career if you could somehow turn this around.
Indubitably. Okay, next round here, we got bollards. That definitely narrows down the part of the world. Looking like we also have some Austrian German, I think. Looks like it might be the case, so let's jump into it here. Well, Finbarr, even with such a crazy guess, he still needs to be on point.
Headed into three times multiplier now as well. Finn is smiling. Is that a smile of, I know where it is, or is it a smile of chaos saying, oh no, what's going on here?
I think that might have been like a gnarly kind of smile, like, oh, Austria, really?
Yeah. We'll see who gets it down fast. Maybe for Consus now, considering the lead that he currently has, quick guessing would be the better play. We saw him do it previously when he got a bit ahead to try and bait his teammate to maybe miss some info, go too fast about it. But again, both these players taking their time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. Like on 3 times damage, if he quick plonks and then it is the wrong region,
that's game. That would be game for him. Well,
some players I would expect to go for the fast blonk. Consus not. He knows too much to
National
go for that.
Park sign there. I don't think Finbarr's found that just yet. Consus is going to set it right down the middle of. Is it even? It might be the exact same national park that he saw on the sign. I can't quite see from here, but he might be able to get it regardless.
Different regions. Look at these guesses.
179. Finn, you better be on point. You better be on point, or this is game. They're both locked in.
Equidistant. Look at that. 87-88. Unbelievable. That's crazy.
No damage done. Finn lives to see another day. Let's see where we're headed with round number 6.
I like the look of this, looking like a big country. Indonesian flags aplenty. let's get into it. I can't wait to see.
No time to waste. No time to waste. There's big mountains look like in the background too. Maybe that's going to help them locate exactly whereabouts they are on this map. A couple of signs to go by too, but nothing too big right off the bat.
Different approaches.
Say that.
So Indonesia has these tiny little places called Kabupaten. They're the regencies of Indonesia. There's about, I can't remember the exact number, hundreds of them. And basically they tell you the exact place if you find one. I think Consus' tactics. Do you remember what he said?
Yeah.
Only locks fast when he knows.
Exactly, and we talked about it just before as well. Try and catch Finbarr all the time. You've been giving him too much time, and he's way in a different region. This is going to be game. Regardless, one or these two will take it home. And it's going to be Consus. Finn knew it. Once the login came as fast as it did, he knew he was going to be in trouble. But what an effort from Finbarr to stay in for as long as he did.
I have to say, that Oregon round is one of the highlights of competitive Geoguessr full stop. I cannot believe that happened.
You don't get to swing at Consus like that and hit. And honestly, I mean, going into the next couple of rounds, we know they're both very, very proficient in no moving. That's gonna sit in the back of his mind now. Yep. Okay, I'm not immortal.
Yeah, I mean, Consus, he made like the theoretically better guess.
Yeah.
Finbarr just turned up there. That was crazy.
He knew, man. He just knew. Game number 2 is where we're headed. No move is where we're going. Plenty of things to look at still, though, as we're headed into round number 1.
Oops. Okay, let's go straight into it. I pressed. Okay,
what did you press?
I pressed the start game. And are we in? We're in. Okay. So here we go. I will once again take the reins here and show you around the round because I unfortunately pressed start game.
We've done one each. You know, we're
even now.
We get one each. We get one
even now. Okay, so this one here, we got the black Google card. That narrows down the country to Argentina, Peru, or Uruguay. And with these green mountains, looking much more like Peru than anything else to me. Quick lock here. So we got Finbarr locking. Peru's one of his weaknesses, so that doesn't surprise me. Pretty similar guesses here. So fortunately, we didn't miss anything too crazy here. And they both go north and south. Okay.
It's a bit off, but not too much damage going to be coming through, of course. Very early days here, 151 damage. Hit on Finn, not gonna be the biggest damage coming through as we get ready for round number 2. Plenty of foliage this time around.
Yeah, honestly, the last round was about best case scenario for Finbarr, and now we get a rural Indonesia. So we know what happened last time. Let's see if Consus can repeat such a good performance.
Indeed, that's gonna be possible or not. And what to you? I mean, you instantly said Indonesia. What gives it away?
Well, there's a few things here. Indonesia just has a very unique pole tops, so I saw just the Indonesian style of pole top. There's a bunch, but there's the one.
Hidden, it's just in there, and he instantly locks in as well. Finbarr knows. It's. I mean, the people that made these maps, they know you've really got to fight for the info that you want to obtain. Hidden there behind the top of the palm tree, and seems to me like at least one knows, but no, now Consus zooms in on it too. They both have the info.
Yeah, so we have these oil palms here. Oil palms, you may have heard of the Sumatran orangutans. They unfortunately, their habitats are, destroyed for oil palm plantations. Much more common on Sumatra than the other islands, but you can see them and they bait occasionally for other islands as well. So I would expect to see 2 Sumatra guesses, but we'll see. Oh, wait.
Might not be the case.
Not sure if... they're both considering Kalimantan at the last second here. Yep. But that's what I said. I think they'll both stick in Sumatra because of these oil palms.
I think Finbarr is back to thinking, last time I didn't go here, it did end up being towards the east. Good thing that he stuck around this time around, though, up near Medan. There's a lot of damage again, almost 1k coming through. People get kind of surprised sometimes by the damage coming through.
Okay.
Get ready for round number 3 as we head on over to the mountainous landscape of...
I would say Montenegro.
Okay.
That's my call here. Very beautiful round, if I may say.
Definitely. I'd go for a hike here.
Oh, and have you seen these before, too?
Oh, yes, I have the... Oh, now I just put down my laptop, but I've written it down.
The Sky Rifts.
The Sky Rifts, yep, exactly. And that's Montenegro, one of them.
Montenegro is indeed one of the countries where you find these. They're also found in Albania and in Senegal. Toby's going for the laptop.
I'm going for my PC. I know it. I have it right there. The one round I put my PC away, I miss out on it. In any case, let's see if they find it faster than what I could potentially do. As already Consus zoomed in, locked in. Does he maybe? Is this a 5k in the making off of this limited info? He's looking at the mountain ranges now.
Like on main roads, I could expect a 5k here, but on a white road, meaning one of the minor ones, that's going to be a tough ask.
Gonna be tough indeed. Going to be tough. You can see they're looking for it. They're both in the right vicinity, and they know even if I do log in here, that's just 15 more seconds for my opponent to potentially get the
not even sure of the country. And to be fair, now that I think of it, it could potentially be Albania as well. We'll see.
Well, I mean, they're both on the line of Sky Rifts now that I have my note with Senegal there as well.
That's right. That's right.
One country apart, 2x damage. Could hurt quite a bit. 10 more seconds to go.
Okay, Finbarr. I mean, I think his guess is going to be good enough. Even if it's Albania, it should be close to the border, in my opinion. And yeah, it is right there. Both players pretty equidistant there. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Big at all. Just 9 kilometers separating them. As once again, it's Finbarr taking the small hits here. But again, I mean, going back to Consus, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He just wins these quote-unquote easier rounds by being that little bit closer.
Yeah, look at that. It's easy. Like, everything felt close so far, but Consus is still flawlessing Finbarr right now. Crazy stuff.
Just
crazy
on
stuff.
point.
All right, let's get into this one. We appear to be probably in Japan here. So Japan, they have different privacy laws. They have that lower camera, and also these, like, I think fir trees.
There's nothing in the rain trenches or like the gutters that you can go by in terms of region location. Maybe the gutters are different in different regions. I know they have a lot of them in Japan.
I'm sure that means something, to be honest with you. But I'm looking at these really tall trees. They're often found kind of in that central part of Japan, where it's kind of optimal for growing vegetation. Not too north, so it's too cold. Not too south, so like the plants start to get lower and tropical.
Consus, like, could I just get one step further down the street so I can see what's down there?
He wants to see the the Transformers. Finbarr did not see that. I think if they're the opposite side of the pole, that would put you in the southernmost island of Kyushu. No, I don't want to.
If that's the case, that could be game. We'll see where away is going. Tokyo against Osaka. Two pretty main picks. The north of Tokyo is where we're going. And once again, I mean, it's Consus. Every single time it gets close,
there, by the way. Okay, well, yeah, big skill issue from me there. I need to have it to give me a lesson on those Transformers. But yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah, Consus. Huge guess. He was even considering Kyushu. I saw him going nearby there on the map, but he got Tokyo correct. Okay.
Sure did.
Next round here, NMPZ. Interesting one. We got a rock wall here. I'm wondering about Northeast US for that reason. Often appears there, but there are many places around the world you get these rock walls. Let's head into the round and find out where it is.
See exactly what we're dealing with as the boys now get to see it on their screens too.
Yeah.
We have some signs.
Not at all. North America. Not at all.
No, it's maybe it's just a Japanese person that has relocated to North America. That then no, that would also be.
I mean,
that should be a map. That should be a map where they just go around and find locations where someone from another country has made like a really Japanese-themed house in Montreal. What do I know?
Don't you know they have these European-themed villages in Japan?
That's what I mean. That if you throw them in there, that's when you'll see these guys sweating.
Anyway, let's get to these polls here. Polls hold a whole amount of information in Japan. They can tell you the exact region if you have a good view. Obviously, we can't exactly see them here, but I have a feeling Consus and Finbarr might be able to glean the general region by that horizontally placed little white tag on the pole.
A rare, quick lock-in from Finbarr. Let's see if Consus comes around. They are pretty far apart and at 3 times damage. This could be a big hit onto Consus.
This is such a typical Consus round, man. He's just that bit close to 720 points of damage. He's so hard to beat. It's really crazy.
Practically impossible to take out here. Haven't lost a single round as we reach the halfway point. Round 6 is on us.
Things are looking rough for Finbarr here. We have more of these oil palms. This time, I'm thinking I may be getting a Malaysian vibe instead, potentially. Let's head into the round.
I have been in Malaysia before, and when we landed, there were definitely a ton of like palm trees of this sort. So not a bad guess.
Southeast Asia can be easily differentiated into kind of 2 halves, the ones that drive left and the ones that drive right. It's one of the regions of the world where that's most useful. This bike is driving left, so that helps to confirm.
I love the fact that even when we're on a small dirt road, still they stick by the rules, because you'd imagine you'd be driving in the middle instead, but no thank you.
To be fair, it's a pretty windy road, so you may want to.
True. Might not be the worst idea. You can see instantly Finbarr looking down to
maybe I'm wrong.
Looked towards Malaysia for a while, but went further south.
Yeah. Okay, this is a really interesting round. I'm actually not too sure of the country here. We're just in the middle of nowhere, which I love.
Yeah.
These rounds are always so fun. And Consus has not opened the map.
Has yet to do it. Wants to get all the
Finbarr could do something massive here.
Sure
what? A crazy switch up. Where's Consus want to go?
I mean, they're all over the place right now. 7 seconds to go, trying to lock in. They're far apart regardless.
He's where Finbarr was.
This is going to be tons of damage coming in, but one of these guys could potentially be going down. Oh, Finbarr switches again.
Unbelievable. Just
Wow.
so consistent from Consus. Finbarr did not play badly there.
What an absolutely phenomenal performance. And once again, the world champion remains in the top seat, undefeated this time around. No damage taken at all